They said that the season before the club were looking at Anthony, they rated him at 25 million. How the hell could you rate a player at 25 million and then you go and end up spending 75 million on this brother? Like, who sanctioned that, bruv? I don't care if the manager wanted him. Yeah, like, there should have been someone at the club that said, nah, you're smoking crack. I don't care, innit? Like, someone has to say no. Even the Rashford situation, yeah, it's like, I have bare different issues with the Rashford situation. Because it's like, with Rashford, yeah, it's like, the monster that he's turned into, yeah, it's the club and the fans that have made this monster, you know. Because you can tell, yeah, that Rashford was a good youth, yeah, a good little quiet youth that got too much. He got too much praise. He got too much adulation, yeah. He got too much money, and it's gone to his head. I don't believe that there's no part of me that believes that Marcus Rashford is a bad youth. No part of me, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? He's just moving like a little selfish, little spoiled child, yeah, that's been given everything at the club. Things aren't going the way he wants them to go. And now he's throwing his toys out the pram because he can. Do you know what I mean? And exactly, and they're doing the same thing to Garnacho as well. Garnacho ain't nowhere near even as good a player as Marcus Rashford, and you can already see that these men have boosted his ego to the point where this brother thinks he can be shushing fans and that in the Champions League and then throwing up 0 out of 10s against flipping Newport, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, these men ain't got no self-awareness at this football club, you know? They got a bunch of these mediocre players just blowing up their ego and getting them running around like they own the place. Like, and that's why we need a clear out, bro, because it needs to be a real cultural reset. Like, these men need to be brought back down to earth.
Yeah, no, that's. But then again, bro, that happens at a lot of teams, isn't it? I think the issue is, it's like, why have Man United gone down that route? Like, for example, I always say in it, yeah, Rashford at Man United is the equivalent of Mbappe at PSG, where it's like PSG's entire project, everything about them, what they stand for, all their future plans, they all hang on Mbappe. And that's why you see when any summer, when Mbappe just teases them with the idea of leaving for Real Madrid, bro, you see what Mbappe get. Man, Mbappe, these men got rid of Mbappe. Sorry, the man got rid of Messi
Neymar and Messi, yeah.
Just to keep him, because apparently he was unhappy with this little South American clique at the team. He wanted to be on corners, but he's a shit corner taker. He wanted to be on free kicks. He's a shit free kick taker. But they gave him everything, bro. And Man United, it's the same thing with Rashford. And I'll be honest, bro, I think the only reason why Man United do it is because I think they're scared of the idea of life without Rashford. But B, Man United are at a stage now where they're looking at Rashford and thinking, we can't keep you around here by rewarding you with silverware, because let's be real, if the team is winning, man them don't want to leave. You don't see Real Madrid putting transfer requests. Bro, man them are happy to be there even if they're riding bench, because they're collecting UCLs and La Ligas and this and that. Man United, we're not winning silverware. So the only way we can keep you here is by giving you cash. And eventually, once you get cash, you'd be a dumbass to turn away from 350k to go and get 200k somewhere else, but you're starting week in, week out, and you're winning silverware. Like, let's be real. Players nowadays, they put money ahead of their own individual success.
No, 100%, bro. Like, I couldn't agree more. And this is why I think Ineos and Omar have a big statement to make, because we're in a place now where this club is as a result of us not being as attractive in terms of winning, so we are throwing money at everyone. That's all it is. So we're paying big wages we don't need to pay. The reason why City don't need to pay the big wages that we pay and Liverpool don't need to pay the wages we pay is because they win. That's why they don't need to pay that money, bro. When you look at the wage bill at Liverpool and you see players like Robertson and that, they man not even on 100 bags, but Luke Shaw's on 190. How can Luke Shaw be on 190 and Robbo's on 70, bro? Do you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, yeah, Robbo's won more silverware, bruv. He's lifted a Champions League. This Spurs won a Premier League. And this is the difference. Like, these men have to be put on this money to entice them to come to the club, because the club itself weren't attractive because they weren't winning. So once we prioritize actually winning and bringing in the right players, then we can start to weed out a lot of these mediocre players, bro, and get them off the wage bill, bro, because it makes no sense. Like, even when I look at the team right now, yeah, Flipping Garnacho went from like $5 grand a week to like nearly 50 bags a week, bro. Like in one contract. That's crazy. And then down to the number 17, bro, without even a full season under his belt. What, a few cameo appearances off the bench last season? All of a sudden, you're number 17 and you're on 50 grand, bro. What are you going to go and give Kobe Mino 100 grand a week? He's a good footballer, but bro, Phil Foden was on like 30 bags for time.
Mm.
For like 4 seasons.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. What was that season? There was a season where like Cancelo dropped like a masterclass of a campaign. I think it was the season before they won the UCL. Bro, I'm going on their wage bill. Cancelo, who literally like put himself into conversations of being better than Trent, being the best right back in the world. Homie was on 40K. He was
Yeah.
on 40,000. And I'm looking at Man United's wage and I'm like, bro, like our B-Tech, our backup left back in what's his name? Brandon Williams is on more than Cancelo, bro. Like, there's a reason why nobody wants to leave. And I'll be honest, nobody wants to leave, but at the same time,
We can't
it
get
has a
rid of
knock-on
them.
effect because we struggle to sell. Because you have to bear in mind, like these men are not going to push through a move because they're thinking, bro, I'm not taking no wage cut. But at the same time, teams look at our players and think, as much as I want, let's say, a Brandon Williams, I'm not even giving you 50% of what you're giving him. And as a player, he'd probably be sat down thinking, listen, I can just chill here, collect my bread. Like, let's be real, football's a short career. I might be out of the game by 30 and a pundit by 31. So as long as I've got peas in my pocket, I don't need that UCO. And that's why, like, whenever we sign players, and people always say, like, oh, like, why are you pocket watching? Yeah, by how much wages United are giving them. I'm like, yeah, fam, like, I'm not pocket watching. But in the long run, if this player doesn't turn out to be a successful one, we will have a massive problem getting rid of them. That's why you need to make sure you pay correctly, you wage them correctly. And if they're not pulling their weight, get rid of them before it's too late. And with Man United, do we even sell players, bro? They leave us free agents because we just refuse to sell them.
But we can't sell them because of the wages they're on. And that's why when man are talking about resale value and that, bruv, when you've got players on high wages, that affects the resale value. And also it affects them not wanting to leave. Bruv, look at Phil Jones. We had this brer on 130 grand a week or something like that. No one didn't want to take man's wages, bro. He sat down, he rolled out the contract, then Ollie gave him another one. You can't get rid of players like that. Even if they want to go somewhere and play football, the best we can do is get a loan deal where maybe we pay half the wages, bro. Because we're paying these guys absurd wages, bro. It doesn't make sense.
That's what it is, isn't it? But it's true what you said, and I've been saying it for like a whole year. It's the fact that when you get to the negotiations table, so whether Man United want an up-and-coming young player or like an experienced player in their prime, if you can't offer silverware, cool. Are you going to offer player development? Nope, can't offer you that. Are you going to offer like a nice environment? Like sometimes people take a job because of the environment. Like it's nice people. I'll have 100. A good time going into work. We don't offer that. There's leaks left, right, and center. There's a new manager every 2 years. So what can you really offer me in the present time? Don't be talking to me about history, about 1999 and rare tear. No, what can you offer me in the present time? Cash. And that's cash that other teams wouldn't offer, because I always look at the Bellingham thing. Man United offered more money than Borussia Dortmund. Man United offered a longer contract than Borussia Dortmund. He looked at his career and he was like, I come to Man United, I'm on cash, but in 1-2 years' time, I might be riding bench with a player like McTominay. I'm going to put my career first and accept I might not earn that much money. I might not drive the nicest of cars. I might not get that Adidas brand deal at 18. But by 21, 22, when I'm developed, look at how his career has turned out. He's now at Real Madrid, whilst we've got players that were signed at the same age as his. I don't even know where they are. Like, they just here collecting their peas.
Facts. And this is just what it is, bro. This is what this club has done, and it's the culture of this club, and they're paying for their sins at the moment. And that's why when I see the Rashford thing, I'm in two minds, because one part of me, I'm like, you know what, cool. What he's doing is a fuckery. But then on the other hand, it's like, yo, he's doing this because the club have allowed him to do this. The club have allowed him to become this. The club have told him that he's as important as he is, when really he's not that good, bro. The fact that you're even saying that, yo, he's like our Mbappe. But he's not giving us what Mbappe's been giving PSG or anywhere near it. Do you know what I'm saying? He doesn't have the status in the game that Mbappe's got. He hasn't done what Mbappe's done in the game, but yet he's still considered at that level. He's got his own Nike boot line, bro. How's he got his own boot? How? For what? And this is the problem. And this is the problem. Like, these men have protected him for so long, bro. Rashford's been a problem for a long time. A long, long time, bro. The season before last, when he went on a purple patch here that got him that new deal, bro, he was awful. He should have been sold on that, bro. He got dropped for a Langer. Man, I'm forgetting that Ralph dropped him, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is the problem with this club. Luke Shaw got dropped for Brandon Williams. The day you get dropped here for an academy youth just because he tries hard, you're meant to be sold immediately. You can't lose your place to a Langer. You can't lose your place to Brandon Williams. That shows me that you ain't got the right attitude to be here, bro, on your bike.
Yeah, no, that's what it is, bro. Like, Ralph dropped them, and then he gave us a good campaign last year. I'll be real, the last quarter of last year, I was seeing shit like Rashford hasn't scored in like 17, 18 games and this and that.
You
And I
went
was
to
like,
20-something games without a goal or something.
but I was like, you know what, cool. Like, at the end of the season, still put up a decent form of GA. You take it on the chin. But it's like with this season, I just look at it and think he's gotten the contract that he's probably always wanted. Like, this is a contract that sets him up for life. It really does. Yeah. And the funny thing is, he probably knows deep down, him and his agent, who I think is his brother, they know.
His brother, yeah.
Even if Rashford wants to leave, who can really afford him? Not many. So that means he sticks around. And he's shown he's more than happy because, bro, I've always said this, like, and it doesn't just apply to Rashford, it applies to every team, every player. It says a lot about a player when they get benched. Because I always say, I love it when a player gets benched because to me, I learn more about their character where I want to see how you cope with it. How do you react? Some players just throw their toys out of pram. Some players don't care. And that's when it's worrying, bro. I've seen in other teams, a player get benched. Next game, they get a little 5-minute cameo. They make it count.
Yep.
Man United, I've seen Rashford come off the bench when that little period where Ten Hag dropped him. He was putting up stinkers out. Like, bro, he was coming off the bench and you'd think he played for 5 hours. He's not jogging. He's not pressed in. So I do agree with you, which is like Man United and like the group of fans that like back him, they've like created this monster in a sense, but financially, I don't know how Man United get rid of him because the idea of life without Marcus Rashford, I actually think it worries United and the board, but he's been here for 8 years, bro. And like, we know how high his ceiling is. And in reality, in my opinion, I just think we become a better team because that way we'd be building the team around a system rather than an individual. And here's the thing: if the individual is a baller, sod it. What you want to build a team around Messi? Calm things. Messi will win you trebles and this and that. You want to do it around Ronnie? No problem. We saw what he done at Madrid. We've built team after team after team around Rashford. We've put players that complement him. What's the best we've ever gotten? The Europa League? So it's worrying.
And the thing is, he doesn't get better. That's what people don't understand.
Yeah,
People look at the age and people think, that age equates prime. It doesn't. It doesn't at all. Like, Rashford's best years are behind him now, bro. Like, he's not going to get better. He's showing that he's not getting more intelligent. He's still making the same stupid mistakes, running into the same cul-de-sacs that he was running into 5 years ago. Do you know what I'm saying? He doesn't get better. So I don't understand what the theory behind giving this guy 300 and something odd a week. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because why? Like, we're not locking him down in his best years. We've had his best years. 2 seasons ago would have been the perfect time to sell him. We would have robbed the bank if we sold him.
I think we should have got rid of him the season after Ranić because I felt like that's when it had reached the point where to be fair, I still have the same reading now where I just look at it and think it's like a relationship where like both people want out, but neither of them have the balls to come to the table and say, let's call it quits. Yeah. I don't see Man United coming to the negotiations table and being firm enough to tell him, listen, it's time for you to bounce. And I don't think him and his agent will ever come to the table and be like, listen, we want out. Because at the end of the day, I feel like both benefit financially. Commercially, he generates a shit ton of money for Man United. And in return, he gets a shit ton of wages. But in reality, me and you as fans, we don't benefit financially from it. We just want to watch him on the pitch. That's all I can judge him off. And on the pitch, he stinks it out. And It's worrying, bro. Like, I just think this summer would be perfect. I really do. Like, what, 25, 26 years of age? United
Mm.
are heading under, United are going under a different direction, new board, potentially new manager. Why don't United just experience life without Rashford? Rashford experiences life without Manchester United. At the end of the day, it is what it is.
It's true. I agree. The only problem is now we've just given him that big contract.
Mm,
Do you know what I mean? That's the problem. If we didn't, it's a different ball game, bruv. And that's why I say timing is everything. Like when Ralph said, yo, we need to get rid of this youth, that would have been the perfect time to cash in on Rashford, bro. And that's why it's like, as much as now the fans are trying to jump on a bandwagon and turn on him, yeah, I knew he weren't shit years ago. You know, like that, bro. There's videos of man in like 2017 and that saying he's a Crystal Palace player, bro. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
And like nothing's changed. Like he's always been, yeah, a mid-table footballer, bro. Like at very, very best. And somehow we've turned him into the face of the franchise. 300 something grand a week. Like I just don't understand, yeah, how they got it so far wrong. And this is why when man talk about the Man United way, yeah, it's like this team is so fixated on the past and history and all these things, bro. Man need to understand that history is exactly that. You need to move on from that shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, no one's not gonna care about all of these things. These men are clutching onto the class of '92 and are always having an academy graduate in the squad and all these things. None of that matters, bro. Who cares about all that? Like, what that don't win you trophies, bruv. Like, these men are proud over the dumbest things, bro. What a shit stat. Who
Yeah,
cares?
that's that's what it is. But bro, to them, you have to bear in mind, like everybody looks at football in a different way, and you judge it off different things. But to them, it's more the story, like the fairy tale. Like I remember when we won the Carabao Cup, and I was seeing comps left, right, and center with like, I don't know who the commentators are, but it's like them notable ones where it's like the kid from, is it like Rethenshaw, wherever he is
Yeah,
from?
yeah, Withenshaw, yeah.
Yeah, the kid from Manchester, like the boy that's now become a man, and it's like all the photos of him with the silverware. Like, bro, to them, that that sells a lot and it appeals to a lot of people. But if that's the type of shit that appeals to you, then you're happy to be like, you're happy for the poster boy at the age of 26, where when you look at the trophies that he's won, what's he really got to show for it? Like if he was to retire tonight, what's he
Mm-hmm.
really got to show for 26 years of age? He's got cash in the bank. What's he got? I think one or two Europa Leagues, like two
Yeah, one
Carabao.
Europa League, two League Cups and an FA Cup.
Bro, that's nothing. Like that's
Mm,
what I think. What Phil Foden got that in 2 years, from the age of 17 to 19. Like
mm.
it's nothing to be proud of. Okay, cool. Has he done anything at international level? Is he like, no? He's not even a starter, bro. He comes off the bench. So it's a shame. It's a shame that United aren't pulling the trigger. But at the same time, bro, it's a shame that he's not really looking in the mirror and thinking, I want to do better than this. Age is catching up. Let me
Mm-hmm.
experience life away. But that's what it is.
Yeah, 100%. So it's one of them ones. I don't feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for a lot of the fans, bruv, and a lot of men that are turning on him now. It's like, bro, it's like these men have to wait till it gets really, really bad to realize that he's always really been a problem. Like what he represents is a problem. Do you know what I'm saying? And I say the same for Mason Mount. I say the same for Rasmus Højlund. Them kind of players show, yeah, a lack of real structure at this club. Even Anthony to a certain degree, because it's like they said that the season before the club were looking at Anthony, they rated him at 25 million. How the hell could you rate a player at 25 million and then you go and end up spending 75 million on this brother? Like, who sanctioned that, bruv? I don't care if the manager wanted him. Yeah, like there should have been someone at the club that said, nah, you're smoking crack. I don't care, innit? Like someone has to say no.
Yeah, but bro, it's literally linked into what we were saying about players at the negotiation table, where it's like, because you can't offer them silverware, you just offer them cash. Yeah, bro, they were probably looking at it and thinking, the manager wanted this player, where we were quoted 25 to 40 million around June time by Ajax. We didn't go
Mm.
in for them because we put all our eggs in one basket for Frankie de Jong. Now we've gone back in for Anthony. They want 100 million, and they're probably thinking of it like, we don't want to let Ten Hag down. Like, we've already promised this guy so many things. If Ten Hag was to turn around, let's say if Ten Hag had turned around that summer after 1 month and said, "What? You man didn't give me what I wanted. I'm out." Bro, United would have been panicking. Who do we go for? Who do we grab? They probably thought they hit the jackpot when they got like Ten Hag from Ajax. So they were like, calm, you 100 M's for this dude? No problem. And I always say this, like, it helps when you've got a board that actually watches football, because you have to bear in mind,